Praise the Lord. Sunny here, Mesa, Arizona. For, for those that follow, I did some posting on my #1 website today. Sunny J, like in Jesus, Horath, Horath. I did a lot of posting, but you know what? Today's the day after the 4th of July. It's July 5th, uh, 2020, in the year of our Lord. There's a lot of things that I've had bottled up inside me. I don't really release it publicly. When I'm in communication with the Father, He knows my heart. So I hide nothing from my Father. Uh, Two things I'm really big on in life, and I learned that from traveling around the world, 40 years in and out of airports, from Romania to Israel, uh, Paraguay, all that. That's old news to some of you. What gets me is, you know what? When you go to these different countries, they don't care that I have an accent and that I was made in Brooklyn. But what I find is, if you give people respect, I'm talking everyday working people, people trying to make it through life, middle class people, and below that too. If you give respect, you basically get it back. So that's what I do. I'm the guy that puts out my handshake. Uh, I accept everybody. I don't care what color you are. I mean, if you're born again Christian, you got to be colorblind. You got to be. I don't use the term black African Americans, because to me that's all bullshit. My background is Italian and Irish. On the Italian side, they were the the eaters. You got to remember, Jesus talked the higher and the lower. When I say I come from a big Italian family, what I mean by that is we like to eat. Yeah. Plus, it was a big Italian family. So there's always two meanings to what I'm saying. On the Irish side, Irishmen have been known to be drinkers, you know, and maybe that's where my dad was Irish, and maybe that I know that gene was passed down because his dad was a drunk. My dad come out of World War II, he was a drunk, and then I became a fallen down drunk. So I'm happy to say, by the grace of God, I am no longer a third generation fallen down drunk. I still get drunk, but it's on the new wine of the Holy Spirit. And let me tell you, that's a lot better because there's no hangovers. You got the joy of the Lord. I got some wrinkles here. Most of you know I'm over 70. I don't really care. Uh, that is the fountain of youth. I told you in the last video, the Lord has allowed me to coin uh, over 500 one-liners. One-liners, to me, is so little, says so much. It's like the truth in a nutshell. One of the first ones that he gave me was one of my favorites. The truth may hurt and the lies will kill you. Got that from a toothpaste commercial. That's original. We were born to succeed, but we were programmed to fail. These are one-liners that, it's the seed being planted. If your heart is open, these are life-changing words. They're wisdom. You think, you got to read the Bible for wisdom. Well, yeah, you better believe it. But God, there's a spirit of wisdom. When you know that this is my shtick. When I post something, you'll see 3 hearts, you'll see a 4th heart, and then you'll see praying. 5 is the number of grace in the Bible, God's number. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are the first 3 hearts. The 4th heart is I affectionately called mother. When I found out that you could have a communication with the spirit of wisdom, which is in Proverbs and all that, she's in Proverbs, she's referred to as a she. Okay, we know there's no sex in heaven. God has no sex. We know that. But in the Bible, You know, that sometimes, like Jesus, when he talked, he would have to talk to you in the spirit realm. You know, let the dead bury the dead. You know, and then he told you, he explained it in the natural realm. So you know, you got to realize there's always, when God speaks, everything he says has a spiritual meaning, and that's the way his children should be. You know, you're dealing with baby Christians, you're dealing with non-Christians, you know, everybody in between. You know, the newborns are, you know, they're breastfeeding on their mama's breast, and then at the end of the day, you got the guys like Peter, who, when he was being crucified, he wouldn't even let himself be crucified, you know, like this. He went he went upside down. He said, he said, I'm not worthy to be crucified as my Lord. Okay? Take that to the bank and smoke it. Uh, I just I just cut loose today. Things have been building up, building up, building up. You know, I can't believe what happened. How this government let this thing get out of control with these rioters. They're not protesters. They ain't protesting bullshit. I lived in the 60s. I was born first day of 1948, on the first day of winter. It was a cold day in hell. Right here. Right here. 4 foot of snow when my mother got into the cab to take her to the hospital so she could have this big 9 pound plus baby. I tell you, Italians like to eat. You know, big family too. I mean, you know, number wise. Uh, anyway, I cut loose today. There's probably things I posted that you probably never heard me speak. You know, I don't slip with my words. I use them purposely. You know, like uh, I posted a REM Speedwagon, losing my religion. And, you know, I'm glad I lost my religion. Who the hell wants religion? That's all doo-doo. I told you 1,000 times. There's 40,000 denominations worldwide, from Timbuktu to you know, USA America, Main Street America, and they all got their own little shtick. Buy the underwear, you know, light the candles, do it this way. It's all do. Religion is a done deal. You don't have to do nothing. What gets people in trouble with salvation, I told you, I never talk about salvation, because what gets people in trouble, you can tell in a New York Minute real fast. It's what people don't do. And if you don't get that, I'm going to tell you real simple. It's not bringing Jesus into your life and living for him. There's a price to be paid for that. You know, you know, this is my problem with religion. You can go, and I spent over 30 years in churches all around the world, New York, Jersey. I love to go to church. I thought it was the thing to do, and it was. But you know what? You can go to church twice on Sunday, which, you know, the day service, 10 o'clock service, and then the 7 o'clock at night. And then if you're not a worker like me, I was a worker, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. You can go to Bible study on Wednesday. So that's basically, you can go 3 days a week. But you know what? That's all head knowledge. You got to remember, when Jesus walked the face of the earth, they were writing the New Testament. They didn't really write the New Testament until he was already crucified and you know, resurrected. You know, I mean, when he was walking, these are all the memories that they did, where Jesus turned water into wine. He laid hands on the blind people. You got to remember, they were working off the Old Testament and the New Testament, which was Jesus Christ. The Word became flesh. I don't know. Anyway, I posted things today that you probably say, "Oh, can he be a Christian?" I think one of the last posts I did was Tucker Carlson. He talked about he was talking to a vet who was actually in East Africa back in 93, 92. If you've seen the movie Black Hawk Down, they went over there to help those people. I'm not saying everything the government does is good, but Clinton was president. And he says, we got to go. And the commander says, all right, roger that. We're going to do it. At the end of the day, 19 American soldiers were dragged through the streets, you know, and now that was in Mogadishu. Yeah, I believe so, Mogadishu. All right. Now there's a lady in Congress. She's from that neck of the woods, and she's putting down Americans because of how many people were killed that day. It was a battle. She wasn't happy about. She wasn't crying over the 19 American lives that went and gave their lives for those people. She's just a scumbag, and if you don't like that term, you know what? Turn it off, because she's a scumbag, and that's not hate speech. That's calling a spade a spade. And now she's in Congress. She's been in Congress. She tweets out things that you know what? My tax money is going to pay for her silly ass being over here. I think I wrote, "Go home, scumbag." That's the way I feel. You think I lost my religion? You can think whatever you want. Like I said, send up a few Hail Marys. We got to draw the line on this stuff. I mean, these people are doing stuff out here. You know, I'm an American. I was made in Brooklyn. Did 4 years in the Navy. I served in Africa. So you want to go head to head with me? Okay, you tell me when you served in Africa. I told you, 68, 69, rode to Spain, tugboat duty. From there, boom, on a C-130. If you've never been on a C-130, let me tell you, brother, it's rock and roll. You know, it's not first class ticket down to Africa. When you get down to the end of Spain, you get about Rock of Gibraltar. You got about 8 miles. On a clear day, you can see the north coast of Tangiers. That's the first place you hit in North Africa. Morocco used to be called French Morocco. That's where the term colored people came from. Black people and colored people ain't really the same. Even the black people in church, they're prejudiced against colored people. The colored people came from the French people that were living there, were doing bing bada boom to the African, the local population, and they kind of, so they're half and half breeds. Obama was a half breed, and he was married to a look. You can believe it or not believe it. You can think this hate speech. I don't really care. This is proven evidence. Michelle was a he/she. Go on my Walter J. Horat today, and I posted some videos that basically were taken down, but some people put them back up. He was a $3 bill. You take it or you leave it. Like getting back to being Italian, I don't use black African Americans. To me, that's not even in my lingo. That'd be like me saying I'm Italian American. Never use that term. Never use that term. Let me tell you, that's an embarrassment, because when you talk like that, a lot of these don't remember John Gotti. He was a mafioso. He was, mafia. The guy was a scumbag. I mean, he had people killed. You know what mafia? You know what they do. And for me to associate with an Italian American, John Gotti, hey, that's why I got no respect for people talking about their background. You're American, you're not American. All right? It's simple as that. You don't have to be a black African. Who gives a shit? I don't. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I don't do it. So why should I? Why would I let you do it? Italian American, Irish American. You're born in this country. You're here. If you're from an outside and you come in here and you get a little green card, in the old days they used to give people green cards, and you assimilate, then you're more than welcome. I mean, really. You don't like it here? What this lady said, and you can go on it, it's one of the last posts I did. She's putting down the Americans, and we were there to help. They took out a drug lord who was killing his own people. So, Somalia is East Africa. I was there. You want to bump heads? I was there. You have no idea what them people have to go through. If you ain't got compassion on those people, you're heartless. I got to smile because I'm just putting it out there. I'm sick and tired of duct tape in my mouth, covering my mouth, trying to play the good boy thing. I am a good boy. And I'm telling you, within the next 90 days, we're going to see this country's either going to make it or break it. I live right here in Mesa, Arizona. You can get my address. I could care less. You come through the door, uninvited, c'est la vie. I live by myself. I'm a loner, but I'm never alone. But if the day comes where I got to take in people, brothers and sisters, we don't know how bad things are going to get. Let me tell you, I am the man of the household. And if I have children in here and women, sisters in the Lord, brothers in the Lord, it's going to be over my dead body before you hurt anybody. I only got one life to live. We're born to die. I ain't bowing to nobody. Breaks my heart. These FBI's bowing a knee to these rioters. You. When I see the American flag, to me, I see it in the Holy Spirit. I see it in the Spirit. It's dripping with blood. The lives that were given up. My war, I didn't serve in there, but my war was Vietnam. 57,000 didn't come back. Tortured, raped, MIA, missing in action. You people, you're born here. You have no idea Pearl Harbor. You don't know shit from Shiola. That's a term you'll never hear anyplace else. It actually refers to the World War I soldiers. Back then, their shoes were brown. That was their uniform. These call them doughboys. You can Google all that shit. I'm not going to lie to you because I got nothing to gain. And I got to give an account before my Father in heaven. But anyway, the word shit from Shiola, what they were saying is Shiola, SHINE-O. Okay? And this is really deep. But anyway, they would shine their shoes. So the term became, you don't know shit from Shiola because, in other words, you're using doggy crap to shine your shoes when you should have been using Shiola, which is a shoe polish. You could Google that stuff. Boy, I tell you, you guys got it made. You could Google everything today. But anyway, that's what you never heard. You never hear that term. You'll never hear it again. You'll never hear. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, you'll never hear it. But that was from World War I. WW1, the war that was going to end all wars. Well, we've seen how that worked out. Next 90 days is either going to make us or break us. We as Christians love to quote 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people will humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven and heal their land. I'm not being facetious. I'm not trying to be cute. That's the word of the Lord. That's our Father, Jesus Christ, speaking. The problem is, nobody ever tells you if my people will humble. They don't tell you what the word humble means. So, you might say, well, I don't know. Whatever you think humble is. To me, right off the bat, that meant fasting. How do you humble yourself? You go around crying all the time? You go around with a sad face? Is that how you humble? I don't know. I mean, to me, humble means, I keep saying, children cried, Jesus wept. St. John 11:35. He wept. When you fasting, your spirit, John the Baptist says, he must increase as I decrease. Well, in the spirit, that means in order to get the flesh, you got to be submissive in the flesh in order to let the spirit grow. You know what I'm saying? You have a body, soul, and spirit. You really want to grow in the spirit, you're going to have to do some fasting. Now, you're not going to hear that from the money changes, because if you tell people, you know, we're going to have to fast, they're not going to throw that $2 in the poor box. Then you're going to be out of a job. Then, you know, you got the 5 airplanes that you gotta supply. You're not going to hear. You never hear Copeland saying, well, if we fast, Benny Hinn, oh, we got to fast, you know, but keep sending the money in. We need the money for the airplanes that we own. Me, I've never, since the conception of Sunshine Ministries, and I'll talk a little bit about that some other time, never accepted a penny. Everything we did came out of our pocket. And I never had a problem with that, because when I was serving the devil, I had no problem giving him his tenth and more. So when I got born again, I had a pole type conversion in 1982. Was on my birthday, December 21st. From a kid, from a real young age, I had a self-fulfilling prophecy that I would never get past 33. You know, if you've seen my videos, you would understand the childhood that I had growing up under a drunken father. He never recovered. He died in Brooklyn Hospital at, I think, 57, 55, liver shot. He was a dry drunk for the last 2 years of his life. He just couldn't drink anymore, right? So he never recovered. So that was my upbringing. A lot of the churches don't tell you, the people that, you know, when I got born again, I had an instant conversion. You talk about being a born again, being a new creation. I went from a Paul, you know, instantly. Paul was converted instantly. And then he spent three years in the desert with Jesus. He didn't go to the disciples in the beginning. And he's the guy that wrote 2/3 of the New Testament. Okay? So that should tell you something. Right here. Right here. Read this. Read my lips. Don't follow the crowd. Don't follow me. Believe me. I tell you 1,000 times. My mentor, Mike Parsons in the UK, he starts out everything with a disclaimer. Don't believe a word I say because I say it, but take it to the Lord. If you can't receive it, because we're at different stages of our spiritual walk, put it on the back burner. It was a seed that was planted. The time will come, and the Lord will bring it to your memory. I believe that with all my heart. Like I said, I have the freedom of free speech, because I've never accepted money. I never will. Whatever we do in the future as Sunshine Ministry, we'll never accept money. We will be beholding to nobody. I serve the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. At the end of the day, including what I said today, I'm going to have to give an account. You can take it or leave it. I don't mean to upset anybody, but I'm not going to pussyfoot around to make you happy. Turn me off and don't come back. I could care less. You're not putting food on my table, and I'm fasting anyway. So, well, you can't put food on my table. I really don't care. I see as a baby watchman, I see what's coming, and we got 90 days. Either we're gonna. It's not even a revival anymore. I studied revivals a lot of years. In trucking, we did a lot of trucking, but there was a lot of downtime. Always had a book. So I studied revivals. You may not realize it, but a great move of God was Azusa Street. Now, if you're not 60, 70 years old, you might not even remember what Azusa Street was. Okay, now when I left Jersey in '05, I never looked back, and I changed. I was at that time my email was quite long. It was Sunshine for Jesus, Sunshine the number 4 Jesus. Okay, at hotmail.com. It's still active. I don't use it. Uh, when I got into my magic shows, gospel magic, right? I became the fourth number Magi at hotmail.com. Now, when I left Jersey in Christmas '05, my wife had divorced me after 32 years. I lost my job previously 2 years before that, working night and day for a trucking company out of Linden, New Jersey. And then one day they woke up. We were Teamsters. One day they woke up. They said, we don't need you no more. That's it. I was 55. Really couldn't get a job, you know. Anyway, my wife divorced me. I got married in Keyport, New Jersey at St. Joseph's Church, Roman Catholic Church, off of Keyport, off of Main Street. You know, hey, so things happen. I love her. When you at the end of my videos, I go, bye bye, honey. I'm talking to my wife. She got divorced. I don't believe that New Jersey could give you a piece of paper when you took a vow before God in the community that said, for better, for worse, until death do we part. So that's in her corner. I never remarried. Don't. I'm married to Jesus. You can see my ring there. Right there. Right there. I'm married to Jesus. I have no desire for female companions. No desire for anybody but Jesus. He's my all in all. Plus, I do the night shift because of my dogs here, my girls here. They couldn't take the heat, so it became real easy to stay up all night and sleep all day. Like I said, I'm over 70. You know, go to the dentist twice a year, and you know, whatever. You know, take the dog to the pet hospital, Banfield. You know, I go to Costco, even Costco. I like to go to Costco. I tried it the other day. They have Senior Citizen Day hours from 9 in the morning to 10. So baby Nora was in the hospital. I said, let me run down there. You know, I'm a prepper. Let me go and get some items there. Man, the line was before 9 o'clock. There had to be 80 people in line. You know, this is a retirement community. You know, a lot of people come here when they retire. So I said, well, that's not going to work. You know, it was 90 degrees there, going to 114 on Saturday. You know, like I said, they say it's a dry air. You know, and my answer is, I'm from Jersey. Once it goes over 100, it's hot. I could care less what you say about being a dry air. It's a desert air. You know, we live in a desert. We live in, you got Phoenix over here, Tempe, Mesa, and then on the other side, you have Apache Junction. And we have, I wouldn't call them mountains and that, like Colorado. We have hills. And we're surrounded by, you know, baby mountains. Okay, let me put it that way. They're not real. So, the best way to survive, we lost Mia a year ago, Mama Mia. So all I'm left with is baby Nora. She's 8 years old. She's my angel. She's my angel. I'll tell you. If us humans could be as faithful as dogs, we'd be in a better world. We really would. One more thing I want to say real fast. Now I'm going to cut it short. You know I got a motor mouth. Last night I was walking baby Nora in Red Mountain Park / Salvation Park, which I've been praying and fasting, releasing angels there for the last 3 years. There was 2 girls sitting on the grass, and they were just kind of like watching the fireworks. There was fireworks going there, and I was walking baby Nora, and she's got lights that I put on. So she's kind of like attractive. Everybody's attracted to baby Nora. I'm telling you, she's a chick magnet. Boy, in my old days, I tell you, poor, she, yeah, whatever. But I don't do that stuff, though, was I? So anyway, the girls are sitting there. They're just, sitting on the grass. They're watching the fireworks. And baby Nora, she's a big pussy cat, but she's big. She's 100 pounds. She doesn't look threatening to me, or whatever. But anyway, I got her on a 6-foot leash, which is what you have to have her on. And when she sees people, she's like a magnet to people. I call her nosy because what she does, she gets close to people and she's nosing them up and down. She wants to see, number one, what kind of dogs or cats they have at home. She's a pussy cat. And then, but if you don't know her, does she bite? And the girl said that to me last night, and I said something really, really stupid, and I repented. And because I'm a funny guy, years of magic. I like to laugh. I like to pull people's legs a little bit, and the girl says, because the dog got real close and the girl wanted to pet the dog, and she says, does she bite? Now I'm thinking in the back of my head, if this dog or any dog I had was in danger of biting somebody, what kind of person would I be to let that dog get close to you, especially where you're going to pet it? First of all, if a dog bites anybody with a half a brain's got to know, you know what, this dog is going to be put down. You can't let people be bitten by dogs and just here's a Band-Aid and I'll see you on the other side. So when somebody says, does the dog bite? Right away I go into laughing, inside myself, like, what kind of, you think I'm a schmuck? I'm going to let the dog bite you? And so I said something stupid like, yeah, she does bite. I was pulling the girl's chain. I was pulling a leg, man. I was making a joke out of it, and I could see her eyes. There was two girls side by side. I could see her eyes where, like, the spirit of fear came upon her. But I just quickly said, no, she doesn't bite. But when I said it, she froze up, and I could see she was scared shit. She might have pooped in her pants. She was sitting down with her legs, in front of her, in that, sitting position. So I said, you know what? I can't say that no more. I got to remember not even joking, because when people first hear that, oh, I think it's funny, but I gotta be careful, and that's just, that's just me. Go to find out. I'm talking to these girls, and we're just general talk, just general stuff. How you doing? With the virus on. Go to find out. I'm talking to these girls for about 15 minutes, and one I'm not good with ages. Maybe 18, 19, 20, 21. The other girl, same age. I don't know. Anyway, go to find out they're Mormon missionaries. The guys, the Mormon guys here in Mesa, they all wear white shirts. I mean, they're, like I said the other day, they're like clones. You see two guys walking down the street, and they always go 2 by 2 all the time. Like it's like Jesus and the disciples out 2 by 2. So they're always 2 by 2, and they're always wearing a white shirt and a tie. Very respectful, very and long sleeve shirts. Okay, but these girls, they look like girls. You know what I'm saying? and so I when I first started talking to them, I had no idea that they were missionaries. But anyway, I'm trying to coming up on 35 here. I got to get ready to close it down. So here's my closing thoughts. So anyway, I said, well, I was a missionary too. I'm a missionary too. I actually, Salvation Park is one of my mission fields. So I said, yeah. I said, I was in Romania for 2 months in 08. I did that. I was in Paraguay In 97 with Times Square Church, David Wilkinson's crowd. 96, I went to Israel for 2 weeks with 19 of us out of Times Square Church again. We were there to build a church on top of Mount Carmel where the prophet Elijah called down fire. It was a 2-year project. A lot of people that were there, were 2 months, 2 years, whatever. It was a 2-year project. We were working people, so that was our vacation. And that money came out of our pocket. When you do missionary work, unless you're really working for the church, not just going to church, working for the church, you're in management or whatever, then they pay. But if you're just going as a missionary, it comes out of your pocket, thousands of dollars. But I always figured that was my tithe money, and that's the way I did it. So I had no problem with that. And let me see. Oh yeah, and 06, 3 of our churches out of Tempe, Arizona, Calvary Chapel, which I like because they preach the word line upon line upon line, so I like Calvary Chapel. And then I went to Four Square Church. Amy Stapleton started that. So I love going to church. But you know what? If you sit in church and all you're getting is these, you're getting the interpretation from your pastor. All right, let's go to Matthew 24:7. He's going to give you his spiel on it. That doesn't change you. The only thing that changes the person, and I don't mean about salvation. Like I don't talk salvation. You can be saved and stuck, but you got no fruit. Okay? Here's a one-liner that the Father gave me. Another one out of the 500. In the presence of the Lord, in the presence of God, there is an absence of sin. Now think about that. You got to think high and low. If you're in heaven, there's no sin in heaven. And wherever, the Lord is in you all the time. We know that. But there's a special time where you feel the presence of the Lord. There may be weeping, there may be joy, you're dancing up and down, whatever. But when the presence of the Lord is upon you, there's no mistaking. There's no drug that could be equal to that. No high on earth. I always say get high on Jesus. It's free. It's addictive. But you know what? You can go to church 10 times a week. It ain't going to change you unless you have that personal relationship. I end all my stories with, it's not about religion. All religion sucks. 40,000 different denominations worldwide. Christianity now. Not talking about the other guys. They can do what they want. It's all about relationship. Do you have a relationship with your Heavenly Father? Or you just got that old time religion? Give me that old time religion. I'm not a singer. I love you guys. I want nothing but the best for you people. I got over 100 videos on YouTube. If you go to my main Facebook, you go right to the left-hand corner where it gives you the bio. You'll see Jesus Freak. That was a term used in the 60s. That's where it originated. And right below Jesus Freak, you'll see a link. And that link takes you right to YouTube. It takes you right to my playlist. I have over 100. A lot of them are you move it up one step ahead. That's the playlist, but right before that is videos. And if you just hit the videos, you'll see 100. But if you go right next to it, you'll see the playlist. A lot are just I call them spiritual quickies. It's just like it could be a 7-second video, but there's truth in that 7 second. You don't need a 45-minute sermon, okay? And if you're open to the Holy Spirit, that 7-second video could change your life. All right, I'm coming up on 40 here. The playlist. On the playlist, I have Sonny's Soapbox. In New York City, when we come out of church, you can get. We used to use what do you call it, PA speakers, As long as you had the American flag, you could be on the street corner and preach your life away. But back then, of course, nobody had the headphones and the TVs and the what do you call it, the electronics that we have today. But when the people were standing at the corner and the light changed, you only had 1 minute, so you had to kind of like get that message out. Basically coming out of Dave Wilkins's church, the basic message was turn or burn. Yeah, he was hellfire and brimstone. So that basically dribbled down to the people in the pews. So, and that's where you get that's where I believe the term New York Minute originated from. Okay, because you only had 1 minute, the light would change, and they're like rats going across the street. Turn or burn, turn or burn, turn or burn. And then we go out, get a slice of pizza, a cup of coffee, and go out and smoke a few more cigarettes. But we were born again. We were saved. We were in the flesh to a certain degree. But our heart was in it. But, it is what it is. I got to go. So all I can say is I love you guys. What you've seen on my Facebook today, it was just, what I see happening in this country, it breaks my heart. As an American, as a veteran, it breaks my heart. So a lot of, you might say, frustration there, but it's pent up. And I had to release it. You need a release. You guys, you girls know what I'm talking about. And I had to release it today. I'm not normally like that. But you go on my Facebook today, I put a lot of stuff out there that I don't know. I won't take nothing back, but I put a lot of stuff out there that you don't normally see from me. Normally. I don't walk on water either. Maybe you do, but I don't. So, all I can say is, arrivederci, ciao baby, hasta la vista. And to my honey at home, my honey was always my wife. She is my one and only honey. She's back in, not Hazlitt, she's in the next town over, Matawan, New Jersey. And I got to say one more thing in case anybody does listen to it. I haven't spoken to her in 15 years since I left Jersey, nor my son Anthony. I got to reiterate one thing I said. I was born in Jersey City. As soon as you get out of New York, Manhattan, you're in Jersey City. I said, Anthony, my oldest son, who's a state trooper on in the state of New Jersey, I said he was born in Jersey City. That was a no-no. He was born in Bayonne, which is the next town over. He was born in Bayonne Hospital off of Avenue E. And Mikey, my little guy, who was killed in Colorado, his truck turned over. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody told me. I found, believe it or not, when he got killed, he was, I think, maybe 32, 33. Nobody called me. Nobody from my family. Nobody from the East Coast. They could have got in touch with me. I found out through a third party that he was killed. How sad. How sad. When I was drinking, and then I got born again, my children never knew me as a fallen down drunk or a heavy drink. I was always, I still drive 18-wheeler, going, but I didn't get saved until 82. So my Anthony was born in 74, 82. He was only 8 years old when I got born again. So he had no memories of me, being a heavy drinker. And I was dry for 20 years. Well, I got born again. I got touched day and night, man. I always said my conversion was like Paul, but my walk was like Peter. These sins follow you, and that's what's missing in church. People are in bondage, and they're doing la 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 la. And they go home and they're playing with themselves. And that's the way it is. Please, no donations. Another one-liner. Working for the Lord doesn't pay much, but the retirement plan is out of this world. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye.